In this video we're looking at what it means to be a rate or a unit rate. I've got just a couple examples here, but first of all, when we're talking about a rate, we're talking about comparing quantities that have different units. So, for example, apples to oranges, dimes to quarters, anything like that. When you're talking about some quantities, but you have a different unit to that quantity, we call it a rate or a unit rate. Okay. Now, when we are reducing your fractions down to their lowest terms, the biggest thing that we have to remember is that when we're talking about rates, those units that we have aren't going to cancel out. So in other words, if we're talking about apples to oranges, your result is still going to be in apples to oranges at the end. So for example, if we have 56 women to 72 men, the first part is your numerator. So this would end up being 56 women. And then 72 men would be your denominator. Now if you look at those units, women and men, those are not going to cancel out. So instead what we're doing is we are reducing the value here. So 56 over 72 is going to reduce down to 7 women to 9 men. And since this is our reduced fraction, this would be our end result. Notice again our units did not cancel. Okay. Now when we're talking about a unit rate, we are talking about a rate where the denominator becomes a 1. Okay, therefore we call it a unit rate because we're talking essentially about 1 unit. Okay, so here usually those can be found in word problems. So if we have that you can drive 415.2 miles on 12 gallons of gasoline, find the miles per gallon as a unit rate. So in this case, we are looking at 415.2 miles to 12 gallons. And when we do this, we are looking that the 12 is going to become a 1. So we're literally going to divide that out completely, and you are going to end up with 34.6 miles per gallon. Okay, MPG. So what happens is your gallons goes away, becomes a 1, but it's still there in your unit. Okay. So there you have it, just a tiny snapshot on what it means to be a rate or a unit rate. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.